Passionate, driven, enthusiastic, euphoric. This is who we are as entrepreneurs. But how we leverage these incredible attributes to dream and build businesses that scale and grow is what this podcast is all about. Hello, I'm attorneypreneur Josh Brown, and welcome to Franchise Euphoria. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Franchise Euphoria. Josh Brown here, thrilled to be back for another episode. And today I am thrilled to be talking about mobile franchises. Wow, these are exciting opportunities. And today the title of the podcast is Mobile Franchises Are Here to Stay. Generally speaking, mobile businesses aren't a new phenomenon in American culture. For decades, we've had food vendors, household service providers like plumbers and electricians that have all had mobile aspects to their business. I think most people can remember the music that played from their local ice cream truck. Or if you speak to people from an older generation, they might be able to tell you about the days when even doctors made house calls. But at some point, these folks became more of the exception than the rule. Mobile franchises, on the other hand, have taken this old concept and transformed it into some truly unique business opportunities, especially in the mobile world that we live in. Depending on where you live, you may have noticed a dramatic increase in the number of mobile franchises that have appeared in your area throughout the last decade. This business model initially became most prevalent in large cities where storefront space can be pricey, and the busy lifestyle led to an increased demand for more convenience. But now, these type of mobile franchises are finding success in cities and towns all across the country. I sincerely believe that this business model is absolutely one that is here to stay, and we are going to see a continued rise in the number of mobile franchises that are being offered throughout the United States. Before I really dive in, I wanted to let you know that this podcast is actually going to be the first part of a 2-series podcast about mobile franchises. So be sure to tune in for next episode to find out more about what you need to be aware of before you invest in the mobile franchise model. So why are we going to see a continued increase in the number of mobile franchises? From my experience working with mobile franchises, the increase in the popularity of this model is really driven by 5 things. Number 1, affordability. Number 2, flexibility. 3, simplicity. 4, technological advancements. And 5, the ability to meet market demands. So let's focus on affordability first. As far as affordability goes, owning a franchise can be an expensive endeavor. To become a franchisee in some systems, your initial investment may be tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, or actually even millions of dollars. It is safe to say that not everyone has that kind of money. Mobile franchises are considerably different in this regard because they have lower upfront investment costs. This opens the franchise market to a whole new economic demographic that traditionally would not have had the opportunity to become franchisees, while simultaneously tempering the overall risk of the investment. But what makes this model so much more affordable? Well, first, and most obviously, mobile franchises don't have the general overhead costs associated with owning or renting office space. For many small businesses, the cost of a mortgage or rent payment, along with various types of property insurance and general maintenance fees, etc., is one of the largest monthly expenses. In mobile franchises, this amount is replaced with the cost of purchasing and operating an adapted vehicle, which is typically much less expensive. Another reason that mobile franchises are more affordable than traditional franchises is because mobile franchises typically employ less people. Generally, most mobile franchises are able to be completely operated by a 1 or 2 person team, whereas you might need 5 or more people to operate a traditional franchise storefront. Less employees means less overhead costs and greater profit margins. Relatedly, the affordability of mobile franchises can make financing these businesses easier. Therefore, the affordability factor will continue to play a key role in helping the mobile franchise model continue to gain popularity. Number two, flexibility. This next factor will help increase the popularity of the mobile franchise model because oftentimes the interest in operating a mobile franchise comes, at least in part, from the desire to have more flexibility and control over daily schedules. Although not every franchisor of a mobile system will allow this kind of flexibility, this is one of the few business models that does typically allow more freedom in this area of the franchisees' lives. It's no secret that many Americans struggle to find what we like to call a work-life balance. Actually, in my interview a few weeks ago with the founders of Rusty Line Academy, we joked about how a work-life balance doesn't really exist for anyone. In my opinion, this is partially because the 9-to-5 work schedule utilized by most businesses does not accommodate the needs of a majority of employees. For example, many employees struggle to pick children up from school in the afternoon when they're required to be in the office until 5 p.m. Or scheduling simple appointments with doctors or dentists may require an employee to miss a half day or more of work, which may or may not be covered by paid time off. These kinds of problems lead a lot of individuals to want to be their own boss, and is at least partially why we are hearing more about, quote, home-based businesses. For these folks, mobile franchise models may offer a solution to this problem. Mobile franchises offer a unique opportunity in the realm of flexibility because the franchisee is not typically tied to the exact same schedule every day. Instead, many mobile franchises operate on an appointment basis, especially in service-related industries. When mobile franchisees aren't at an appointment, they aren't tied to an office at a specific business address. As a franchisee, this means that you may have the flexibility to stagger your appointments throughout the day to better meet your personal needs. It should also be noted that there are a growing number of mobile franchise opportunities for part-time and seasonal work. These options generally offer the same flexible schedule opportunities for those looking to increase their incomes on a part-time basis, but are unable to commit to the traditional demands of night shift and weekend job positions. Another great aspect of the mobile franchise model that makes it so popular is its simplicity. By their very nature, mobile franchises are simple in terms of services offered. In terms of simplicity, mobile franchises have found ways to meet and exceed consumer expectations without including a lot of bells and whistles that traditionally take up space. Most mobile franchises do not offer a wide range of services, but don't make the mistake of believing that this means they skimp on quality. Many mobile franchises have simplified their business model in such a way that their services offer affordability, quality, and convenience to consumers. For example, if you compare a mobile food truck to a traditional fast food restaurant, you'll most likely find that the food truck offers less menu options. The food truck will have a less diverse menu because storage and cooking options will be limited compared to a fast food restaurant that will have industrial kitchen and many options for storage. But by focusing on doing a few things really well, mobile franchises have simplified their business model in a way that makes sense for the confined space. The simplified business model will also generally lead to less complex operating procedures, which is a very important part of being a good franchise. Another factor that I believe is leading to the increase of mobile franchises is technological advancements. Technology is constantly becoming more compact, mobile friendly, more readily available, more easily to understand and implement. And mobile franchises have been really keen to pick up on and incorporate these trends in multiple ways. First, mobile franchises are making use of mobile technology like laptops and cell phones and apps, whereas businesses were previously tied to some hardwired location. Technological advancements have made it possible for businesses to operate anywhere. For example, the development of mobile credit card processing apps has helped mobile franchises transition from a cash-only business to one that can reach a wider audience. The second trend in technology that is beneficial to mobile franchises comes from the ability to make things smaller. Mobile franchises are particularly adept at making traditionally large industrial-grade equipment smaller and ergonomically designed to fit into limited spaces. Everything from toolboxes to storage units to mobile dog grooming stands can now fit comfortably into well-designed vehicles. Finally, the last factor that I think will continue to contribute to the rise of mobile franchises is their ability to meet market demands. In this regard, mobile franchises are finding great success by offering both unique services and convenience. First, mobile franchises are able to meet market demands by offering unique services, from mobile fitness studios to cleaning services to repair and maintenance shops to pet care amenities and just about everything in between. Mobile franchises are capitalizing on offering services in niche markets that may not have typically been able to survive the overhead of operating storefront locations. Secondly, as life gets busier, there is a serious market demand for more convenient options. Mobile franchises are capitalizing on this by bringing services straight to the door of the consumer. For example, let's say you have a large piece of furniture that you need to have repaired. If you don't own a vehicle large enough to move the furniture, you'll need to rent a trailer or some other vehicle that will allow you to take the piece to a repair shop. Of course, if the repair shop is only open from 9 to 5, you'll either have to take off work or wait for the weekend. Then once the repair is done, you'll most likely have to rent another vehicle to move the furniture back. What a hassle! But guess what? There are mobile franchises that have developed a business model to solve this problem by sending the repairman and his tools straight to your door at a time that is convenient for you. This also happens in the service industries. There are now mobile dental repair franchises that if you're a dentist and you have all that heavy-duty expensive equipment in your dental office, the dental chairs and all the lab equipment and everything, there are actual franchises out there that will come to you to fix all of those things and make your life much, much easier. So in conclusion, I truly believe, as you could probably tell, that the mobile franchise business is one that we are going to be seeing around for a long time, due to affordability, flexibility, simplicity, technological advancements, and the ability to meet market demands. Although I do believe this business model has a lot of positive aspects, I hope that you will tune in next week for part 2 of this podcast to find out more about what you need to be aware of before you invest in the mobile franchise model. As always, I hope you have found this podcast helpful, and I look forward to speaking to you next week when the next episode is released. Thank you again, and happy franchising. If any of the information you heard today you found meaningful, helpful, head on over to indyfranchiselaw.com. That's INDY franchiselaw.com. I've got a couple really cool white papers. One is what to know before you franchise your business. So if you're out there thinking about franchising your business and found today's episode helpful, go ahead to indyfranchiselaw.com and check out that free resource. Additionally, if you're thinking about buying a franchise, I've got a great resource on what to know before you buy a franchise. So head on over to indyfranchiselaw.com, INDY franchiselaw.com.
Thanks for being with us today on the Franchise Euphoria podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to go to iTunes and provide a review. Also, please remember that although Josh Brown is a licensed and practicing attorney, nothing contained in this podcast should be construed as legal advice, because it is not. The information contained in this podcast is general and educational in nature, and none of it should be relied upon as legal advice. That being said, if you have questions for Josh and would like to contact him, please email him at josh@franchiseeuphoria.com. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you tune in to our next weekly episode.